the season high 40 assists for you guys. It's pretty connected out there. What would you attribute the ball movement to tonight?
I think it's something for a while we've been talking about and working on. You know, getting multiple actions throughout a possession, you know, and then just moving the ball. And I think, you know, when that happens and there's trust, the ball comes back. Ball comes back to people, and you usually have, you know, some good high percentage opportunities.
Bruno, just how well he played tonight.
He played great,
yeah.
You know, and he's had, you know, there's been, you know, he's been big for us with O out, and you know, earlier with Clint out, and it's good to see someone that's rewarded for all the work that he's put in, and you know, he did it. There was opportunities for him offensively tonight, and you know, some of his footwork, his finishing. He's really been impactful for us just defensively, and he continued to do that. So, like I said, it's nice when, you know, someone's been working. And, you know, in the role that he's played, you know, he's had opportunity where he's had a really good game, and then O comes back and his minutes get cut down, and you know, that's tough. You know, it's tough, especially when you're playing well. And credit to him, you know, that he's been able to handle that mentally and you know, embrace that, not just accept it.
I think too, just his poster dunk on Grant Williams earlier, you can see kind of how connected this team is as well, with just how they're celebrating. Just what have you seen with the just kind of growth and unselfishness that this team has been showing this season?
It's always good to see a team, you know, grow. I think, you know, we've had that, frankly, on, I know the road trip, the results weren't necessarily what you want, but, you know, O comes back and he's out. We lost Jalen, you know, obviously Trey's been out, so we had a lot of guys on our bench that have been working, and, you know, I don't want to celebrate too much. I'd rather go play defense. I think that always happens. It drives me crazy. When someone makes a big play and then you celebrate, but they score 2 points on the other end and it's a wash. So that's just a coaching thing. But to your point, I think guys appreciate one another, and when you're doing that, you have each other's backs, and you've seen that on both ends of the floor.
Coach, just kind of piggyback off of, you know, what was just asked. You know, you had 56 points, I believe, in the paint tonight. You know, Bruno, Clint really manning that paint well. Just the offense seemed very smooth tonight in every facet. Just talk about, you know, what you saw from, you know, just from the shooting, controlling of the paint. It just looked effortless pretty much tonight offensively.
Well, I think, you know, there's certain nights when you have the opportunity to execute maybe other than others, given, you know, a coverage or, you know, a certain matchup where guys are able to, you know, to make plays, and then we were making plays for one another. And I think no matter what you're doing offensively, that's the key. And we had a lot of that tonight where, you know, guys were playing out of flow, and you know, that gets us, you know, some initial movement in possession, but they were really, really unselfish. That's always good to see.
How have you seen DeJounte's leadership continue to develop over the past few weeks with Jalen and Trey being out?
Yeah, well, I thought it comes in a lot of different ways. You know, I think sometimes it's more visible than other times, but you know, the way that we're playing tonight, you know, that starts with him, and you know, you can see his line with the catch and shoot threes. You know, he got 9 threes, a couple of them off the dribble, I think, but that's him getting off it and trusting other people, and you know, and picking his spots to attack, and you know, the leadership also. You know, the defensive end is really important. And so there's a lot of things that go into it, and you know, he's poured himself into all that.
Coach, wanted to ask you, obviously you spoke about Bruno, but just bench production in general, 60 points from the bench tonight. Just how critical is that to find that offensive production from the bench, especially with changing the lineups?
Well, our bench right now is a couple guys are on 2 ways. Trent was on a 2-way earlier this year. You know, Bruno's, as I said before, has had to accept a role. You know, and now gets an opportunity to play. And again, it's a credit to our staff too. The guys are continuing to work to get better, and particularly, you know, bouncing back after Phoenix. You know, where we didn't play as well coming off the bench, and then you see that. You know, it's gratifying anytime, you know, you see players getting better. I mean, some of the things that guys are doing on the floor, Garrison, you know, being able to attack the rim and playing off his jump shot. I don't want him to stop shooting. I think he's pretty good at that. Obviously, what we've seen out of Vee lately, you know, Vee was in the G League earlier in the year, and then some injuries happened. We've had some guys that all those guys have thrown themselves into the group. They're not trying to do anything. You know, they're making plays, and one of the difficult things is finding that balance between being aggressive, you know, and you know, picking your spots. And I think the biggest thing again, you know, is we want guys that want to defend, and that'll toe the line. You know, when you're shooting it great, we shot it well tonight. We haven't shot it well in a while, so that's good to see. But there's certain things you can control every night, and you know, those guys have embraced that, and I think that's why they've been playing well, and they've connected us too in a lot of ways, and that's good to see.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, all right.